Good evening. Welcome to Mystic Moon's Far Out Psychic Tarot reading. Today, we're going to go to the moon. You and I, and anyone who cares to join, your spirits, your entities, let's just get off this planet. Let's get off this planet and think about why secrets exist, why information is being hidden. As soon as they discover something, silence, silence. And it's always been that way. Of course, in some countries, such as the United States, they do it all the time. You can't handle it. Well, a recent discovery, monumental, has been made about the moon. Our moon. You know, the moon phases, full moon, quarter moon, new moon. Well, something has been discovered that they have put a silencer, just like a gun going off, and you put that muffled sound on it to quiet us, to keep us silent. We all know that Man in the Moon is supposed to have happened about, 50 years ago. Believe it or not believe it. And we did have Apollo missions going back and forth. And then all of a sudden, quiet. Do you ever wonder why it got quiet? Well, other countries besides the United States have been sending their satellites, their probes, to the moon. And India is one of them. Now, India recently, they've been sending a probe called Chandrayaan. Chandrayaan 3. They did 1, 2, and did 3. Chandrayaan is 3. Has made some startling, terrifying discovery. And did you hear about it? Oh, they hushed it up. It came out for a nanosecond. Well, hold on to this. They found two things plus. They found a terrifying, something so scary that you can't look once you listen to this, once you listen to what they have found out and are reluctant to tell us, to talk about it. I mean, they talk about every other BS thing. And everything that's happening on Earth is BS in respects to what is on our moon. For those of you at nighttime right now, go outside and look at the moon. Do you just think that's just the moon? A thing? What is it? A white, lifeless thing? A pale, lifeless? Hold on to your hats. Hold on to your pants. Hold on to your reasoning. So let's just sit down and relax. We're just going to look out the window and just think about being on the moon. All right? We're not even going to go because science, reality has hit upon something that is so astronomical, so earth-shattering. It's terrifying. First of all, one of the things, I'll start slowly with this, all right? One of the things that they discovered is that a moon substance. Now, it's not even part of what the space rocks. First of all, the location of this probe has been the south Arctic part of the moon. Got it? The southern tip of the moon on the dark side, not on the light side. Now, these are facts. They've discovered a substance that absorbs energy. Light, it doesn't matter what frequency, light, waves, pulses, it absorbs it. And in fact, it is like a sponge. It sucks up anything, and it's not human. It sucks up anything, which is Do you know what they're saying it's for? It could cloak anything, which means a lot of outer worldly, otherworldly beings know that this is, could have been using this substance. It's possible. Now, this it's an unknown. It's unknown substance. It's unknown to Earth people first. Now, the moon is pretty shallow in the South Pole on the dark side, and they have discovered that there is an ancient, hold this, an ancient small city in the interior. And guess what? Not only have they discovered there's an ancient small city in the southern part of the moon on the dark side, it's also emitting energy pulses. It is moving inside. Got it? Now, the moon is pretty shallow in the South Pole because it has structures, something in it. Now, we don't know if this this city under in the south pole of the dark side of the moon is from an ancient race of humans, or is it an alien base? We don't know. They're not going to tell us. They let it slip that there is something under there. There is a city under there. And guess what? As soon as the probe found out about the substance, the energy sponge substance, and also the city inside the moon, it broke down. The probe broke down. Chandrayaan 3 broke down. It broke down. And they can't fix it. But not before it transmitted certain details. So you have to ask us. What is this? What is this? A city on the moon. A city in the moon. A city. It's called. They stop talking about it because all of a sudden it's a planetary red light. It's the highest level of warning. Quiet. Everyone that was not in the know remained not in the know. We can't even talk about it on the airwaves. It's so high secret. It's so top secret. Imagine that. It's not an empty moon. There is a city, a fort, a city, not just a fort with the Alamo or something like that. No, there isn't a city, a small city on the south pole of the moon. So what do you think about that? And it's still alive. Now, I asked you, what is the meaning of the moon's true nature? What is the moon? Is it a lookout post? Is it an alien base? And the moon is reported to be, the Earth is almost 5 billion years old? Well, the moon is reported to be, I think, 12,000 years old. 12,000 years old. Something like that. It's not the same age as the Earth. That whole thing about the Earth, the moon being a breakaway from the Earth, that's Santa Claus. That's the tooth fairy. That's not happening. That's not real. That was just to give you a little segue of to keep you under control and to keep you, stupid. No, the moon is something. Even if you go back in history, which is denied to most of us, all of us, the majority of us, the moon, there was a time that written documents exist when there was no moon on the Earth. It is something that is relatively recent. The moon is not 5 billion years old as the Earth is almost. No, it's hundreds, thousands of years old, but not even a million years old. Not even that. Not even that. You see the power that they keep from us? So let's contact our universal quantum human consciousness. And let's ask the spirits, what is this moon? Is it alien? Is it what? We have to look at it differently. What if they find out, if they do come around, did we just open up something? Did we just turn on something? Now, we've all have seen movies that the moon was a base of some sort of intelligence. Well, now there's proof. And guess what? They took an X-ray, or whatever you call it, a scan, and they found out that the urban city that they found out on the south pole, resembles geometric shapes, resembling something that you'd find in ancient Indian scripts. And we do know the ancient Indians were known to have spaceships, airships. Think about it. Think about it, the implications of all these things that they do not want to share. Because why? Because who discovered it? Who discovered it? Egotism over discovery that could lead us all in peril. However, it's open and it's thumping and it is throbbing. Up there in the moon, it could be an alien spaceship. It could be lookout post. We were told 50, 60 years ago not to come back. Stay away. Who told us? They told us. They told us to stay away. And like good little doobies, the United States has stayed away, or so they say they have stayed away. You don't know just how far this puzzle is built on. You don't know. And they're not going to tell you either. Now, so we know now that there's a strange substance that sucks up all sorts of energy. And you know the capitalists, the industrialists, the socialists, all sorts of isses want to get their hands on this material. They want to be able to spy, disappear, surprise. It's something that is available on the moon. So how long will it take this I'm not going to the moon or I will stay away less? And then, granted, what's up in the moon? What's up in the moon? It's alive. The first thing we get is the King of Cups. The King of Cups. Could that be our need for just what I mentioned? That substance. Got to get your hands on that energy sucker, black hole device, black hole matter. We have to get who's going to get it first? And then who is resisting humans getting their hands on this? Is it an alien, otherworldly? Something is up there. We're not the smartest. Oh, and they're all prepared. The Nine of Pentacles, all prepared to deal with this quietly. So we are going around trying to kill each other with wars here and wars there and ideology, when the real deal, the real facts are in our moon is inhabited. Yes. What is the energy source that's making the pulsing? What are these? Who made this ancient city of geometric forms? Who did it? Who did it and for what purpose? We could think that the credit is going for a savior. It's like, wow, new discovery, we found it. What are they waiting for? They want us to decimate the populations of the planets, of the countries of the earth, of this earth, before we go and can make this announcement with the King of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. Uh, is this something that some people are embracing, like Elon Musk? I'm getting to Mars no matter what. Or is this something that people go, oh, it's a flat earth? Or no, maybe they just don't like us. Humans don't even like humans, let alone other species of intelligence not liking us. We don't even like ourselves. So wait a minute, is this all a page of wands? Is this opening a new door? Could this be our breakaway from oppression that we're being led to by stupid leaders, irresponsible gluttony, the power of who's the richest and who's the poorest, and the poorest must be experimented on? Is this a change of joining the universe? Is this? Could it be? The moon is not lifeless. It is not part of the earth. Do you get that, everyone? Do you get that? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand that this is not an old story? This is news. This is upfront news. And insanity. This is news. This is big time. This is, how long are they going to keep this? Eminent scientists know about this. Top level scientists know about this. It's specialized. And they are really don't know how the masses will take it. In fact, this changes our physics. This changes our sense of time. This changes everything. And I could even say, well, this drives certain people insane. Well, excuse me. It certainly is going to make a big change. And you see all the positivity, the King of Cups. See the King of Cups. We see the Nine of Pentacles. We see the Six of Wands. We have the Page of Wands, and we have the Ten of Cups. Now, either this is going to be the biggest announcement going. Forget the World War III nonsense and bullshit. Or maybe it's a doorway. It's a doorway. So let's forget about the end times. Let's begin the new times. There's so much going towards an abysmal end. However, we better get our act together because the moon is alive. Do you understand what that means? The moon is alive and it's been inhabited either by ancient humans. Now remember, get out of that head of like something you just popped off a tree that you've been swinging with your tail and your four limbs, and your other limbs, and you start walking, your tail dropped off. Forget about that theory. Forget about that eugenics theory, that almost racist theory, because it's all racist towards all humans with any type of empathy and scope of intelligence and spirituality and spirit. We are spirit, the universe. Okay? I know you have it. You understand what is going down here. Now, either, back to what we were saying, either this is an ancient human base, used to go back from the moon to the earth, to the back from the moon to the earth, or it's others. No, let's assume it's an alien, non-human. No, everything changes, right? Everything changes. They're not going to care if you speak Russian, you speak English, you speak Spanish, you speak French, you speak Chinese. They don't care. They only care that you have a 4-chamber heart and you're bipeds, 10 fingers, 10 toes. And some of us have some intelligence, and many are stupid and refuse to accept what's right in front of your face at night. 12-hour cycles, daylight, nighttime. Moon comes around every 28 days. Why does it come around 28? Why are we, poets have romanticized maybe our pantopic, our prison of thinking about our separation and not joining the universe. You have to think, what is our true nature? What is all this? Now, this substance can close anything. Cloak, not close, cloak. This substance can cloak a city. It can cloak spaceships, invaders, a person. As I said, Spirit says, how long will it take before humans are they going to go, oh, wow, I knew that was a satellite. I knew this. Before, like, I feel uncomfortable. I better keep the lights on at night. I better lock the door. I better do this. I better do that. And then, of course, there are people that are stoned and drunk out of their mind to go, oh, so what, man? So what? Aliens. They can no longer say you must be Fruit Loops to think in terms of the cosmos, to think in terms of the universe, to think about that humans are just one of the many, many races of beings that exist in the galaxies. Galaxies, plural. Now this 10 of Cups. Now let's just take a look here. What kind of, let's just take 3 of these. Let's see now. Okay, we have this. Now let's see. Now, is this moon, what effect will this knowledge, when they finally shout it out, they can't keep it quiet. They can't keep this quiet for too long. Of course, if you have World War III and so you have a bombing and you have this and that, it can be put under the rug for a time. But however, prophecy is what a lot of these leaders are running on, and it's been prophesized by many different groups that revelations or revealing that we're not alone. Humans aren't the only ones. And those of us who are like not even going to go there because the simple law of mathematics and our primitive physics, we're not alone. We're not alone. Now we have here these 3, the 3 of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. All of this, the 3 of Wands, this is all affirmation that the moon is definitely. People will flip. People will flip. And that's the question. People will flip and some will rejoice. And we have the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands. The waiting to hear the news. To hear the news and to have the arrival of who has been on the moon. Now that we know it's ticking away. Because when they first landed the probe, there was nothing. It was quiet. But not now. It activated as soon as we got too close to their headquarters. And even if it was ancient humans, what kind of energy source are they been using to exist for 12,000 years plus? 12,000 years plus, way advanced, way more intelligent than what we have here with our little energy companies soaking the masses for a little trigabytes of heat or coal or internet. Here we have the Page of Wands. Hot subject. And prone to what? You can say, oh, there's nothing on them, but when the probe comes back and it relayed the information, and NASA and the rest of their different countries' space programs went silent. And here is the Knight of Pentacles. They're trying to figure out how to use this to the advantage. Each one is trying to figure out. They're already ready. They're on this, but they haven't told the masses, you and I and the rest of us, how advanced the two worlds? Are they ready to connect the two worlds together? The world of like, I know that the Space Force is a real deal. I know that our physics that are being taught in our colleges and our secondary schools are extremely obsolete. Extremely obsolete. It's just you might as well play with Play-Doh. I mean, we are playing around with our masters, our children, our next generation as though all have finger paints made out of dyes, low quality dyes. And here we're waiting to hear something, and it's a joining of, it's a joining of some joining. They're not going to say everything because secrets, people I still haven't gotten it together. They don't realize that, yes, a great many people don't even want to know anything. They don't want to think. They're back there in the hee haw and grunt, caveman grumps. But there is a vast majority growing minority, I'll put that, a vast growing minority of consciousness, of people that want to know exactly where we stand, where we are at. And keeping silent is not really an option. Keeping the information is not an option. Are we supposed to be quiet while they just try and mine this sponge like energy sucking, cloaking material? And then they go to like another level of surprise, 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 surprise. There are a lot of things going on. But now you know that Charion 3 has discovered an ancient city in the South Pole of the moon on the dark side, and as well as a substance. They have found a substance unknown to Earth, unknown to the moon. They have found a substance, and they're very quiet about the details. Very, very quiet about the details. They don't want you to ask questions because they're afraid of the answers. They're afraid of giving you answers. Like, besides, I don't know, I'm not sure. Or it is an ancient alien base. It is an ancient alien base. Or it is an active alien base. Not ancient, active. Or maybe they were mixed humans and outer worldlies. You see, understand? We are in uncharted territory, and this territory is where we have to go. We have to join. Let's get off of that concept that we, fell from the trees and stumbled, that hurt one of our paws or one of our hands, and we decided that, oh, I can't walk on that on my wrist anymore, on my hands. It hurts. It's something is really bold happening right now. And we are all looking at the Three of Wands. We are looking at the Three of Wands for the visitors, for the information. Now, is this space on the moon either provoking human depopulation with wars, ideology, phony ideology? It's all ideology. It's phony if the facts are on the table. It's called ignorant and called stupid, and it's also called phony. Who cares what country? We're just killing each other unnecessary. Why? Is it power? Real power is right. Look up in the sky, in the moon. Who brought it there? Why is it there? How come it's active? How come there's an ancient city there? How come there's substance that cloaks? It's energy sucking, absorbing substance is found at the South Pole. These are questions. Now, if you think about this, what would you say? What would you say, Mystic Moon listeners? How do you feel about something being watched? When you go outside and you think you think about if you're in the country, you think about the animals that come around at night, the foxes, the coyotes, the bears. And if you're in the city, you think about the people that you can't see, hiding behind the cars, in the dark alleys, watching you. Well, for a moment, forget all that. Forget all of that. Think about, as you look in the moon, what kind of telescopes do they have? Can they see you clearly? Like you think about cameras and all these surveillance societies we in the Western world are living under. And what about the moon? Thousands of years old. This ancient city. What kind of tools do they have to be able to generate power? Power. Sending out pulses, signals. And how long are they going to allow just a handful of little people, a few people, being able to dictate to the entire population, 9 million, 9 billion, 9 billion people so far, so countable, let's say 10 billion. How long are they going to allow a small petty fraction, not even a fraction, a crumb's level of the masses of Earth to control every single thing? Now, either they think the majority of the people on Earth are mindless idiots or afraid. Either way, it's not very wholesome. I'll put that word, wholesome. Not that outer worldlies care if we're wholesome or not. Do they really care at all? Do they say, oh, there's too many of you? Cut them down, cut them down. Do they influence our leaders? Are they influencing the leaders of different countries to annihilate their populations because there's too many humans? They serve no purpose. We have the robots, we have the machines. Forget about yourself. Could be that. Could be. It could be. Well, as I've mentioned, if you have any comments, please add. And if you think that this is fantasy, well, think again because it's not fantasy. This is something that just recently was revealed, and they shut it up. Dig for it, dig for it. But we know that the moon is alive. And it's been alive for quite some time. And who owns it? Who owns it? And what is the true nature of the moon? And what life forms are still there? What life forms? Think about it. It's quiet. It's 12 o'clock, it's midnight. The moon is outside, above me, around. What intelligence is calling out to all of us? What crystal energy is beckoning our awakening? Mm-hmm. It's hard to release brainwashing. So many of us refuse to even believe that we've been saturated with propaganda from different places. But it's all geared to keep us, the masses, the inhabitants, in ignorance. Ignorance of who we were, who we are, and what we will be. And who are they? Who are they? It's rumored that there are nine on this earth, 9 alien bases. Nine different alien races. Now you put the 9 different alien races together for, well, you don't know how you have to feel it. We have to raise our frequency level up. I mean, even like we know that these aliens that are already here in their secret bases, they don't care about like who is the president of one country, the PM, the prime minister of another. It's not like this. The civilization, the people of different countries, to keep it low, to keep their frequency low. Worry about this, and that, and just keep in a state of agitation. I mean, you're going to die from measles, you're going to die from colds, you're going to die from everything, eating too much, sleeping too much. Oh, it's endless. You're going to die from being happy. You're going to die from fear. Yeah? So think about it. Think about all these elements of this. Okay, so now we know that we have 9 alien bases here, different alien races. And we also know that it's a big top secret about every single thing that happens. Top secret, top secret. Even the fact that they make this, the moon is inhabited by a city, which is the greatest discovery ever, is quiet. In fact, we have to worry about Epstein's crotch, something like that, or Macron's crotch. Wasting our time, people. I mean, it's good for gossip with other stuff, sort of. But this isn't gossip. This is fact. Fact. Quiet, quiet fact. If you have any questions, if you want to discuss, you want to find out, the moon. I mean, go look at the moon right now. What do you see? What do you see? You can just close your eyes and put yourself out there. You can even take a trip. The moon, the coldness, the darkness. Just traveling to the moon, right? Travel to the moon. You see that big pale orb, shadows here and there. But now that we know that it's alive, alive. It's almost like they live, they live. This definitely takes the so-called full moon zombie and vampire thing to a whole new trip, doesn't it? The, even they say, the tides, the tides moon every 28 days, the woman's cycle, reproductive cycle every 28 days. This goes deep, 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 besides our few little things I just mentioned. Do you think they're coming back to claim us? What do you think? Think about it. They're anticipating visitors. And of course, the mindless ones of us can say, oh no, we perhaps live in a simulation. But who's right of what we see? But we really can't see 3 dimensions. 3 dimensions at once. We cannot. Yet. Yet. And how would we see that? You see how trapped we've been in with our different countries' propaganda? Our slow start to our entrance to this world? Our necessity to be of use to the societies we were born into? The religious beliefs we were like indoctrinated with? Each of us, all of us? And the broader picture is who's out there? Even in front of our faces, on the moon. Everyone sees the moon. Who is on the moon? Who is watching? We watch the moon, almost compelled for the moon. Could it be the moon is pulsating? The moon is watching us instead of us watching the moon. And what kind of thoughts does it give us? What kind of thoughts? It goes further and further A lot more is to be told or felt. Maybe in our case, we'd be feeling a lot more than we're actually being told because they're afraid of the information. As usual. As usual, they're afraid of the information. They can't stop it. It can't be stopped. Look up, people. You go outside, look up as a habit. You know now you're being watched. Pretty soon, and pretty soon by what? Will it reveal itself? That's the question. Will it reveal itself? Itself, themselves, herself. Why are we even worried about gender and all these stupid ways of talking when we have aliens running in our midst? Some of us, maybe 4 alien groups, hate our guts. Out of the 9 bases that are here on the earth, let's just say 4. You can't say 4.5. Let's say 4 hate us. Some of us, some of them eat us. They like, you know, we've all heard of the word adrenochrome. We've all heard of that. Some of us need our thoughts, our imagination, our creativity, because they don't perhaps have. Of course, humans are humans, and other outer worldlies are other species. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. There's so much newness, and yet we're like torn apart by killing each other here on this earth because we don't like the way they look. They don't have enough money. We worship gold and accessories and money. Maybe because we're conditioned to worship those things. But how pointless. How pointless. Of course, if you have money, you can get into a spaceship and you can go around. Elon Musk is a perfect example, right? But of course, why do we in these countries worship money and assets instead of good deeds, intelligence, kindness, love? That's perhaps to lower energy, lower frequency yet to go. Maybe that's why we're just discovering now that the moon is an alien base. The moon has a small city in the South Pole of the dark side. Alright, I'm going to shove off, and you can scatter yourselves wherever you feel comfortable being. But look and wonder. Think about its true purpose, its true nature. What is it doing to us? What is it there for us? Who's watching us and for what purpose? Until the next time, Mystic Moons is leaving. And think about just what is. I can leave this up for a little bit if anybody wants a reading. You can contact me. I think I'm going to go stare at the moon a little bit. Open.